All right, welcome to the Old Newbies Lair, where we will be discussing VR and tech from inside of VR. Now, I've been waiting to do this for and wanting to do this for a long time, and finally got some time to sit down and get my setup together, get the VR working the way it's supposed to, so I can actually talk and record from inside of VR and keep the right perspective. But Yeah, so we're gonna jump right into it, and what better way to start than all of the tech announcements that have happened during the summer of 2020. I know a lot has happened here in 2020, but in the tech world, we've had an amazing summer, and going into the fall, we've had a lot of things coming out. A lot of things are coming out, and it's just an explosion of technology right now. But we're going to focus on in this channel is VR and the impending expansion of VR. Right now, we are on the precipice of a VR explosion. Now, VR came onto the scene in 2016 with its first commercial headsets with the Oculus Rift and the Vive, and it's been a very slow, steady increase um, as that user base in the VR market is starting to expand a little bit. The PlayStation 4's VR is actually the number one selling VR set as of 2019 statistics, um, just showing that VR is, at least in the gaming community, VR has proven itself to be a viable new way forward to experience games. But as of late, it seems to have plateaued. The expanding is not as big as we would expect. Now, we're still selling headsets, but the rapid increases start to plateau. And so now we're at a different point in VR where we need something to happen for VR to continue to expand. And that thing is business. Business is the next venture for VR and the next thing that is going to take on VR and take it to the next level. Now, unfortunately, not a lot of VR diehards are happy to admit that. And it's a conversation that we need to have. And a lot of people aren't ready to have that conversation yet, but it needs to be had. And this is where VR is going. And it'll be good for the VR market. It'll be good for us eventually back around as gamers. But VR has to go through that growth. And part of that growth is going to be business. So let's jump into one of the latest releases here that has been the Facebook's Oculus Quest 2. Now, this device is going to be the device that is going to explode into business, and it's going to explode even in the commercial sector for private users. But the utilization of the Quest 2 for business is the actual intent behind the Quest 2. Now, you got to be a keen eye. You have to have a keen eye and you have to understand business, you have to understand markets, and you have to understand strategies in order to see how this thing is coming about. And that's what we're going to do on this channel, and that's what we're going to talk about on this channel. So let's jump right into it. I'm going to pull up our video, and I'm going to switch over here so you can see what I'm seeing. All right, and so now let's go ahead and get started with the video.
Last year at Oculus Connect, I shared a vision for our VR-enabled future of work, where we could work from anywhere. I said it will take years, probably, before we could make the vision a reality. But then, nearly overnight, around the world, everything changed. And suddenly, we were forced to learn what it means to work remotely. And we experienced the joys, like being able to have lunch with your family every day, and the challenges, like building new relationships online, collaborating on complex problems, and sometimes feeling lonely. We are relying on a mixed bag of ways to connect: email, video, chat. They all work, okay. But VR has the potential to get us closer to.
Okay, so that right there, that is huge. That is huge. Um, and me personally, in the job that in my company that I work for, we tried everything, especially now during the pandemic with teleworking. We tried Skype, we tried Microsoft Teams, we tried Zoom, and none of those things could get us to the point where it was like we were actually having a meeting in person. VR is that next step. And I like what they're showing here. And you got to pay attention because this is where VR is going and this is how VR is going to expand. Let's get back into it.
What we know we can achieve in person and a lot more. Our vision remains the same, but we have accelerated our efforts to get there. Whether you're on your own, running a small business, or at a Fortune 500, we think VR can help you work better. We are learning every day from the creative ways people are using VR. Scientists, for example, are doing collaborative drug discovery
See, that's
from
cool.
home. We
That is
definitely
cool.
need that right now. And every day, more companies ask whether VR could be good for them too. That's where Oculus.
Okay, and so there it is, Oculus Business. And you heard what she said. You heard what she said. More and more companies are asking, how can we implement this technology? They've tried the Zooms, they tried the Skypes, and they're seeing how VR can actually benefit their businesses. And you saw that picture there, and I thought that was really great with the scientists working on the DNA strings and the RNA strings. Imagine being a doctor and you've got this presence where you can see with your hands and be in VR and actually manipulate your models and your simulations and see it in real time and collaborate with somebody in the room with you and share your ideas and show and work on an actual virtual whiteboard. That's huge, and the business applications are huge. And so this is where Facebook is going. Oculus for business. That's what it's all about. So let's get back into it.
For business comes in. It already offers professional features like fleet management or enterprise grade support. It's built on Workplace, our solution trusted by companies of all sizes, from SMBs to the world's biggest companies. We
Right.
offer business friendly ways to log in to the headset, like workplace accounts or no account at all.
Okay, I got to comment on this because this is something that happened. I got to comment on this. So people went ballistic online when the Oculus Quest 2 was announced, and it was said that you actually had to have a Facebook account in order to log into the Quest 2. All of the fanboys from Oculus that were upset that Facebook bought Oculus, they said that they're swearing off the Quest and they're swearing off Oculus because of this requirement for Facebook accounts. Now, I put a post on Reddit that said, it's not about the Facebook accounts. This is a signal to business. It's not about you and your Facebook account. This is telling businesses that they could use their accounts to log into this headset, which they are purposing for business. But people didn't want to hear it. Like I said, people aren't ready to have that conversation because most of the VR community is the gamer community and they don't want to talk about business. But that is what it was all about. It's not about requiring you, the commercial user, to use your Facebook account. It was a signal to businesses that you can use your business account with this headset and then you can log in securely and then log into your business applications. That's what it was about. So I feel vindicated. All right, let's go back.
We are rolling out resources to help companies get started. and for developers to meet this growing demand. This includes a new vendor directory and business channels designed specifically for app distribution directly to administrators.
Right.
Quest 2 is going to be great for all types of work. It is lightweight and ergonomic, so it's more comfortable for longer work sessions. New accessories like our Elite strap with battery are designed to increase comfort and extend battery life. Compared to Quest 2 is packed with better processing power, so you can run heavier apps more smoothly. There's also a higher resolution display, so you can read text in docs and presentations more easily. On their own, these features are exciting, but combined, we will push standalone VR to new limits.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna skip ahead because, I mean, this is stuff that all the other tech tubers have. This is stuff that all the other tech tubers have covered about the specs and everything with the Quest 2. What I want to talk about is some more of the business. So let's skip ahead here. I gotta go back to first person. All right, and now we're gonna skip ahead to the introduction here. Now this has got a lot of nuggets in here that are really good.
This is something else.
Check
Check it
this
out.
out.
Check it out.
Okay, we got the hand tracking and the pinch functionality. You can receive messages, and it has pass through if you saw that. Okay, hand tracking, pass through, messaging. Okay. All right, so this was glossed over. This was glossed over in a lot of tech tubers reviews out there, but to me, this is probably one of the biggest things about the Quest 2. The keyboard, being able to bring a physical keyboard into virtual reality and have that, no kidding, touch of a physical keyboard that tracks perfectly in VR and being able to type. I mean, I can move a mouse around. I can use these my trackers here to actually point, and that takes the functionality of a mouse. Oculus Quest already has hand tracking with the pinching and all that stuff, but having a physical keyboard was the last step, the last milestone of being able to be fully productive in VR. And Oculus Quest 2 now has that capability. And so now you can be fully productive in VR with a keyboard, mouse pointers, or your controllers, and having, an infinite, and just having many screens, however you want to size them, having being able to have virtual meetings. You can be fully productive in VR. Now, that's huge. That is huge. The keyboard is going to be um, just a complete. It's going to completely turn the tables on VR and productivity. All right, let's get back into it. Look at that, fully productive. Okay, and it goes on from there, and it goes on from there. But that's amazing. Having the keyboard in VR that you can actually touch, having the pass through so you can see through, and then just the normal things with VR, having multiple screens, just like you see with me right now. I'm able to have this, I'm able to be in a loft with a huge screen on a balcony at night. I mean, in VR, it's it's up to your imagination. And so imagine having an office that has all of your screens, everything that you need, being able to take calls, and you saw the messaging come in. I mean, this is the next step for businesses, and this is the next step for VR. This is what's going to expand the market. And so the last thing that I'll cover, and it's not really not in this video, not until the end at least, that talks about the price. And that's the last thing I want to cover. The price for this. The price for this is very low, a very low cost of entry to this device. And that is one of the benefits of having Facebook do this. Facebook brings their humongous capital into the VR market and the investment into the VR market. I and again, I it's one of the posts that I put onto Reddit. I told somebody that, hey, we need Facebook, we need their money. And I just got completely negative voted into infinity because I said we need Facebook. But we do. It's a true statement. We need Facebook's money. We, as in VR enthusiasts, we need Facebook's money for investment. Facebook invests the money into VR. They make it cheap. They make it usable and increase productivity. Businesses buy it. And when the businesses buy it, that injects money into the VR market. It expands the user base because businesses buy in bulk and expands the user base. And now developers are going to start to see that this is a viable market to actually start to develop in. And now we're going to have developers developing bigger, larger, more useful apps, not just business apps. And then it'll translate over to the gaming community, and they'll see that, hey, we've got all these units out there. Let's invest in it. And so that means more people will buy our games. But a lot of people aren't ready to have that conversation yet. But this is a necessity, and this is where VR is going. All right, well, I didn't want to make this video too long. I just wanted to hit on a couple of things with that Quest 2 launch that I don't think were in the conversation, but really need to be in the conversation. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. Let's go ahead and get the cameras rolling. Let's get the music playing, and let's go ahead and play me out of here.